thanks for staying with us. Customs continue to improve on revenue generation throughout the country alongside the smuggling across the borderline. Also on customs report, the management of Nigerian Customs Service decorate more of the officers in Abuja. Plus, more report. I am Igiseme Edine. Stay tuned. The Controller General of Nigerian Customs Service has officially decorated newly promoted officers in Abuja. He called on them to redouble their commitment and dedication to the service of Nigerian Customs Service.
It's my pleasure to be here, and it feels so good to see all our distinguished guests, members of families, members of our friends who have joined us here today to celebrate this momentous occasion. We give glory to Almighty God that has given us the opportunity to be part of today. There is no better way to say thank you to God than to remember that as we speak in different parts of the world, there are cemeteries where people are gathered here as we are gathered, and they are offering final prayers for people who are once living like us, maybe in some few hours or in some few days ago. So we thank God that we are here to celebrate progress. We thank God that we are here to celebrate achievement. And we thank God that we are celebrating development for the Nigeria Customs Service and officers of that organization. Today's event is marking the promotion of some of our distinguished officers to higher ranks of responsibility. And for those that are not familiar with how promotion at this particular level is done, considerations are given to three key issues. The first one is ensuring adherence to the federal character principles. So some officers have bowed out of service and following their retirement, they have opened up some vacancies. And in filling those vacancies, we comply with federal character principle that ensures that we give equal representation, or at least fairly equal representation, and of course, geographical spread. Of course, the second consideration is that of seniority. We want to ensure that those who occupy this high management position are those that have a higher level of seniority. And most importantly, we also consider merits. Now, the large exit of management members in the last 1 or 2 years in the service has created a very huge gap. So today, about 10 of them are stepping forward to be decorated as members of management. As we put this rank on their shoulders, we are also going to be putting a very huge responsibility to provide mentorship for the officers that are coming. In the customs, we have a very peculiar situation. We have virtually 95% of our officers in the middle level cadre, where the controllers, the deputy controllers, and management are just very few. So we have a responsibility to continue to guide those younger generations of officers, to provide them mentorship and give them the strategic direction that they will need to lead the service when the time comes. Each of these senior officers, we go into different departments, and we have key performance indicators for each of these departments that are different. But however, the service does have our basic KPIs that is used to track how we fare in raising revenue for government, in fighting smuggling, and putting in place measures to facilitate trade. So I will be having conversation with those of them who will be heads of departments to ensure that we have a shared vision regarding how we can go about fulfilling the mandates for each of the departments. We will also set in place an effective monitoring system that would enable us to track the performances of each of the heads of department to ensure that we do not regret the choice and their choices.
Shortly after the decoration, the DCG in charge of enforcement and inspection also has this to say.
Today has brought forth three delightful feelings. First, the feeling of joy mixed with excitement. Then, the feeling of fulfillment, and very importantly, the feeling of gratitude to God. To our dear President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, DCFR, the Honorable Minister of Finance, Nigerian Customs Service Board, and gratitude to our boss, the Amiable Dr. General Bashir Adewale Adini, CFR, for our elevation to the next level in our eventful career. Our CG, sir, promotions are usually an expression of satisfaction on one's performance in the discharge of responsibilities, but it's also a loud reminder that there's still a lot more to do to make the service better, stronger and bigger. We are therefore conscious of the challenge that our promotion poses to us in our patriotic service to our dear country. We want to deeply appreciate the Controller General of the service for the huge confidence and trust so lavishly bestowed on us with this elevation. We assure you that we shall continue to be tireless and relentless in the discharge of our responsibility, knowing fully well that the nation has put those responsibilities in our hands and shoulders out of trust, and we shall not fail. We shall not fail.
Watching the program, Customs Report. The newly appointed Assistant Controller General of Customs, who was also the Controller in charge of PTLM, has handed over to the new Controller in Lagos. The former boss in PTLM said that the command will work to achieve its objective of the service.
It's been a very rewarding journey so far. 11 months. I think precisely I reported here May 5th. Last year, and today I'm taking my exit. I'm taking my exit on a very happy note because the person I'm handing over to is somebody that is grounded. We have been here a couple of years ago. I was DC Valuation, he was DC Revenue, and we worked very closely. I know his capability. And apart from that, we have been squad mates. Right from training college. He has been my friend. Even though sometimes he disappears, we don't know where he is, but we try to trace each other and communicate. We've been together for almost 3 decades plus. Today, I'm very glad, I'm very happy I'm handing over to him because I know the structures on ground he's going to maintain and improve on them.
While the new controller said the command will set up revenue collection and prevent revenue leakages in the command.
I can see the faces of faces I know very well. You know, whenever you leave a place and you come back, they say the only thing constant is change. You definitely see some changes. I'll start my speech by saying, I give gratitude, firstly to God Almighty. He is our Father, our Creator, and who has given us this life. He has preordained today to be a day, an occasion of a change of pattern of leadership in this command. And it's a glorious one. Why do I say that? Because my predecessor, I would say, is elevated to the enviable rank of ACG. Like he said, we have been together for a long, long time. the same squad. I say to God be all the glory. I would like also to thank the CGC, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, MFR, DSM, FNIPR, PSC Daga, and the customary command that has found me fit, that is reposing confidence in me and giving me opportunity to serve as the CAC of this command. God's willing, I promise that by the grace of God, I will discharge my duties without fear or favor to the best of my abilities.
He was officially handed over the flag of the command by the former controller, who is now Assistant Commissioner General of Customs. The newly appointed controller in charge of FOU Zone A visited some traditional rulers in Ogun State. On his first visit, he went to Alake of Egbaland. According to him, customs will also promote cordial relationship with traditional rulers and fight against smuggling along the nation's borderline.
Independence now, and you are now autonomous. When he was Minister of Finance, that was the case of the 53 suitcases. Maybe some of you were very young at that time. But it happened that at the end of the day, it was the Minister of Finance that was asked to go and meet the press, while explaining to the press. Something he knew virtually nothing about. He had to go and explain how 53 suitcases entered Nigeria without custom inspection, even though we just changed currency that very week and everything was supposed to have been inspected. But more than 53 suitcases entered. When they gave it a figure of 53, it was far more than 53. We thank God that your department survived it. And you have learned a lot from what has happened. My prayer is that the good work you are doing for government, that you will enjoy that benefit by grace of God.
Attached much importance to that royal blessing. So when my aides were saying I should start from Lagos, I said I will start from Abeokuta. But they did not know the reason. One, I'm from Oyo State, and I've worked in Ogun 1. Then again, I came back. That was when I was just assistant controller. Then I came back as a deputy controller to come and work in Ogun 2 and Ogun 1 as deputy controller in charge of customs intelligence. So there is, and I've received part of the blessings of His Royal Highness. So this thing is radiating in me. So today that I'm the controller Federal Operation Zone A, which comprises of the Southwest, I think it's a blessing to come to my father and receive the royal blessing. Secondly, we need to familiar ourselves with the environment, because it was not the same atmosphere 3 years ago that it is now. There are some certain changes in the country. In fact, presently, under the leadership of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Ahmed Tinubu, we knew some policies that the government has introduced to effect whatever pains the Nigerians are going through. And customs is charged with the responsibility of implementing some of the policies. Though it was.
He also visited other traditional rulers, including the Ulu of Owode, including other traditional rulers also present in Ogun State.
A visit of new relationship with our community and the customs, Nigeria Customs Nigeria Customs Services, and it's a visit of new relationship with them. So we really appreciate the government for the good job they have been doing in fostering good relationship with the Customs Service of Nigeria.
People come and they make promises. Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kẹ́ lè ṣe o. Wọ́n fi mọ́tò báyìí wá ọ̀kadà láti better operation nínú wọn á máa kàn ní ìbọn àmọ́ ìwé sọ pé ìwé òní kò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́. Lóòrù wọ́n ti wọlé àwọn èèyàn níbi tí wọ́n ó pè àgbàlagbà ọmọ kékeré náà wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n kó ọ̀tá àbọ̀ wọn fún ẹ̀wọ̀n àlùdọ́ àlùdọ́. Ṣùgbọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ nígbà tí síbi tí wọ́n dún wọ́n àwọn kékeré ọ̀gbà wọ́n ní ìwé òṣèlú wọn ever since then ó ti reduce.
The Ogun State Command of Nigerian Customs Service has warned smugglers against operating in the zone. The custom controller handed down the warning in Ogun State. Controller James Ojo said that the customs will not spare any smuggler caught in the act.
During the period under review, the command made a total seizure of 103 items, comprising 90 sacks and 1,309 parcels of cannabis sativa, 1,596 pieces of foreign-use pneumatic tires, 2,922 bags of foreign parboiled rice of 50 kg each, 32 bales of used clothing, popularly known as okrika, 1,603 cartons of frozen poultry products, and 22,600 liters of premium motor spirits, among others. The cumulative duty paid value, which we call DPV, of the seized item amounts to 380,370,911 naira. It is of essence to state that the aforementioned items were intercepted at various locations within Ogun State with the aid of intensive intelligence strategies and concerted efforts of our intelligence network, such as the Custom Intelligence Unit, DSS, and others. Permit me to briefly highlight the adverse effect of the seized items on the well-being of our citizenry, especially the cannabis sativa, pneumatic tires, and the foreign rice. I start with the cannabis sativa, commonly known as marijuana. We all know the effect of this on our youth, particularly here in Nigeria. Most of the youth are not engaged. Some of them are busy procuring these hard drugs for the purpose of going for other unorthodox activities. The tire, which we call tokumbo, most of these tires have been overused over there. Some of them, the threading has completely gone. Some of them, the wire inside are broken. But you will not know. The unsuspecting public will not know. You just go and buy Tokumbo tires because they are cheaper and fixed in your vehicle.
One suspect was arrested in connection with the seizure. In another seizure, 3 suspects were also arrested with 2 trucks carrying dry donkey meat. They are both illegal trade, clearly contravening Section 55 of Customs Act 2023.
These things we have showcasing today is millions of naira, billions of naira, because highly expensive. So if we don't put a stop to this, what happened to the endangered species? What happened to our biodiversity? What happened to our history? So you must help us.
He further informed that government is concerned that donkeys are part of rare animals that must be protected from going into extinction.
The exploit you see is as a result of professionalism, dedication, hard work by our officers and men on the road. So anywhere you see our patrol trying to stop and search, we are doing it in the interest of this country. We should give them support that these operatives who are on this assignment are patriots working for the betterment of this country.
The unit also seized tramadol, expired injections from smugglers. We use the opportunity to appeal to would-be importers to stay away from smuggling activities in the country. The Assistant Controller General of Federal Fire Service was at Customs College to teach some custom personnel on how to fight fire in offices and homes. The ACG has this to say to members of the officers and the college.
The role of security agencies in perspective. Roles of security agencies in perspective. We have various agencies. And when it comes to emergency, there are key agencies that are saddled with the responsibilities of making sure that the emergency is brought under control. Also, we have so many, events or so many incidences. We have so many incidences, that we attribute to emergency. These agencies include the fire service. And when it comes to fire service, in Nigeria, we have federal fire service, we have state fire service, we have local government, even we have private fire services.
While the college commandant speaks more on the need for them to learn more about fire fighting in their offices and homes.
It's a new batch in the college. This is a maiden edition of inviting an organization, Federal Fire Service, to come and speak to our cadets on their roles, particularly security agencies' roles in an emergency situation. So today we have the Assistant Controller General of Federal High Service, Njoku, and his team delivering a lecture to our personnel. This is in line with Controller General of Customs' drive towards synergy and collaboration with other government agencies. And this underpins the high premium placed by the Controller General on capacity building and working together with other stakeholders towards achieving the mandate of the Nigerian Customs Service to the federal government of Nigeria.
Just before I round up this week's edition of the program, we brought you a report where the siege of Nigerian Customs Service decorated some of the newly promoted controllers to ACG, while some from ACG to DCG. For me, Igesema Itinye, thanks for watching.